That is the connecting piece. But
we've all heard it before. Black don't crack. But what it can do is look ashy and dull and just as horrible and wretched. But not with Go Beautiful. Shop today. GoBeautiful.com. That's Go Beautiful with 2 L's.com with luxurious vegan skincare. No sulfates, no parabens, no carcinogens, and eco-friendly. Get beautiful, honey.
Thank you for tuning in to Betsy's Building Brands podcast. If you're interested in being a guest or having your business advertised on our podcast, please send an email to podcastmanager@bestiesinbiz.com. After the show, don't forget to head over to Facebook and Instagram to subscribe to our page, Besties Building Brands.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Besties podcast. Our podcast manager, Rajay, is out today. She's not feeling well, allergies, got a lot of people feeling under the weather. So we're just going to keep her in our prayers. And welcome back. So today we have a special episode. We're going to kind of be just, talking about how the world is opening back up. Even though the panini is still here. We just rolling with the punches and the world is opening back up. So just talking about where we're going with our business and just get some feedback from you guys to see what you guys plan to do now that everything is opening back up. What does that mean for your business? So I'll let Crystal get the ball rolling.
We would definitely get the ball rolling. Please don't say panini because I'm hungry and I could use a good panini right now. With the press, okay, the little mustard, the pepperoncinis. I can use a panini.
Me too.
Yes, the world is opening back up. I don't know where everyone is on tonight. Like I'm in church on today, tonight. But we are in a good old city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, Philly. And they have just rolled out that the restaurants will now be at 50% capacity, which is good because the restaurant industry has been suffering. They weren't able to. I think they're coming up from a 30% to 50%. And one of the issues that they're having is that even though they're increasing the in dining number, the amount to 50%, they cannot find people to come into work. I was watching the news the other day where they were at a restaurant and talking about, the restrictions being lightened and everything for as far as in-dining experience to be 50%. And the manager, she said that I'm not only serving tables, I'm also the bartender. I don't have a bartender right now. We had someone coming for an interview, but they went down the street to, I think it was a grocery store. I'm not going to say names because we haven't been paid for promo.
Okay.
They offered them $15 an hour and $1,000 sign-on bonus. So the person went there. So they're still out a bartender. And I totally get it, that you want to. My dad always told me, go where the money is. You follow the money. You go where the money is. And businesses are still struggling, even though they're opening up to 50%.
And then too, people are still getting unemployment, and those, people are starting businesses and getting those loans, whether it's legal or illegally. People have money now, so they're not pressed as they were before to go out here and work for somebody, and have somebody telling you what to do, what not to do. And a lot of people are betting on themselves, so that's probably part of the reason why too.
I get betting on yourself. In the meantime, when that money runs out, that's all I'm saying. Also, I don't know where everyone else is. I know down south they get out of school earlier. I know here in Philly, the last day of school is June 11th. I don't remember school being let out that early, that early in June, mid-June. Yeah, but you might as well say the beginning of June. There's only 4 weeks of school left. So what does that mean with the world restrictions being loosened, the world opening back up? What does that mean for the teenagers who are going out for, jobs for summer employment. I know one of the highlights of my teenagers was getting a summer job.
Yeah.
And
I
some
don't
of
know.
them,
I think it's all messed up. I think everything is just messed up. I don't like the way they did school. And I don't even like the fact that they're opening things back up the way that they are. I just feel like it's too soon, it's too premature. And just from what I'm hearing about the vaccines, everybody's getting vaccines, so that's why they're opening everything back up. But the vaccine doesn't stop you from getting it or passing it on to anyone else. So I'm not understanding where this false sense of security is that people are like, oh, I'm vaccinated, so let's
yeah,
go. Like,
yeah.
that's not.
It's like, when you're like, I'm clean, I can come into work,
Yeah.
I'm clean, I can do this. And then I think for the vaccine, you have to, was it for 16 and up, they can get
Hmm.
it? Or I
Hmm.
know for certain colleges, my daughter is a college student, and they are allowing people back onto campus, but they are requiring they're not, let me not say they're not requiring, it's not a recommendation. They are insisting that they get vaccinated. And some schools are also offering an incentive for them to get vaccinated, a monetary incentive for them to get vaccinated to come back on campus. And also, and I know also for sharing of the rooms, I know when my daughter first moved onto campus, she had a room by herself, and that was because of the social distancing. So,
But this is what I'm not getting though. So you're giving incentives to be vaccinated. People are getting the vaccine, so everybody is feeling comfortable. But they have said over and over again that it doesn't stop you from getting it. So why are we opening back up? I honestly thought it was a measure to try to save lives. As far as the people who get the vaccine, you won't get as sick. You may not, die from it. But I just don't think it's safe to open back up. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know if I will feel comfortable sending my child away to school just because people are getting too lax again. And I don't know if people aren't reading or if they're not paying attention to the news. I don't know. Something just doesn't seem right. I just feel like there's something looming, something else is on the horizon that just hasn't happened yet. I know for us though, for businesses, as far as besties, um, the world opening back up is actually a good thing because we kind of get back to what the heart of our program was initially. But still, even there's restrictions on that. The amount of people that we're going to have come, the social distancing and still practicing, COVID precautions. I don't know. It's just, it's a good and a bad thing. You know what I mean? And I hope that a lot of other businesses who were struggling, that hopefully they can find their footing again and find their place again. I know a lot of businesses have closed down, a lot. So hopefully, it's a good thing. I know it's a good thing for us. We'll be having our brunch in June, and we're going to start having them every month again. So if you've been to any of the ones that we had pre-COVID, it's a good time. So hopefully, we'll see some new faces there. But I just wonder, for the people who are watching, if you do have a business, has COVID affected your business, and how? How has it affected Go Beautiful, while we're waiting to see if anybody comments? Or has it not really?
I wouldn't say it has affected it, but on the back end. It hasn't affected it as far as the world closing, so to speak, because I don't I'm not a brick and mortar business, I'm an e-commerce business. But on the back end, it has affected Go Beautiful as far as shipping, because packages were being delayed because of COVID, because of, postal workers either being either called out or being, infected with the virus. So packages were severely delayed. Also, ingredients were severely delayed. If they weren't delayed, the price had increased because, like I said, well, as I stated before in the beginning, everybody was hoarding everything. And a lot of my ingredients are natural ingredients like the aloe, the calendula, the things that are needed for hand sanitizer was definitely delayed when it came to purchasing ingredients for my product. So, and that also caused a rift because I couldn't get the ingredients. They were either back ordered because they were sold out because of shipping, and which caused. Now, I didn't have a whole lot. My customers are really understanding. I'm very open with them and letting them know what's going on. Just to bear with me. We're waiting on shipping. It was really, and nothing I can do as far as shipping. And then also I had to increase my prices for shipping because prices for shipping for me went up. And making sure that everything was really sanitized. When before I shipped it out, I wiped everything down with alcohol, the Lysol wipes, making sure that I had gloves on when I'm packaging it. Also, when we're transporting it to the post office, and of course, the post office, they had their gloves on when handling the packages. So that was the main thing that happened with Go Beautiful as far as shipping being delayed instead of me being able to say, hey, you can inspect your packages in 3 to 5 business days. We had to increase that to 7 to 10 business days, and then had to put the disclaimer on the bottom, but check with your local post office also on their delivery and things of that nature. So
I've had a lot of my packages that I was waiting for, they've been delayed. I think the key to that is your customer service, which I feel like a lot of businesses are lacking. Even though the delays are not, your fault and it's out of your hands as the business owner, I would think that you would try to extend some type of additional courtesy to the customer. Like, okay, I know that your package was delayed. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. But hey, here's a 10% off coupon on your next order or something like that. I feel like a lot of businesses were struggling during this time and probably lost a lot of cool points for the way that they handled the delays with the post office. I know it definitely affected Besties because we are a networking group and we wanted to get out and touch the people. We want to do a lot of work in the community and we just couldn't. So it kind of changed like the whole face of our business for at least a year, I want to say, because we were just ramping up. So like I said, I'm excited that we're getting to get back into the swing of things. And just prayerfully that nothing crazy happens, that it will, we'll see a change. Like I'm not for the vaccine just yet. But hopefully it'll, help keep some people alive, well, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I guess when people say they do research, like, what did you do? Like, what research did you do? What did you read? What did you look up to see the benefits of the vaccine? I just hope that it actually does more good than it does harm.
Right.
That's all I'm praying. Like, I'm not, I am kind of conspiracy theorist, but in that regard, I just pray that it does some good to help some people. So you were also talking about just relationships and COVID. Like, how did it help or affect relationships and dating and things like that? I know a lot of people turned to online dating and they were finding creative ways to meet people. So I guess the guy would send you your meal and then you guys would like talk over Zoom, which is a little weird, but I mean, I guess what you gonna do?
I mean, for me, I am your classic introvert. I don't care what you or Leslie says. I like that. I like you send me my meal through DoorDash or whatever, and we converse and eat like this. Because when we can converse and have a conversation, you're eating and I'm eating. Yeah, there's no physical touching, and I'm totally okay with that. For the most, as far as dating goes, because I feel like when you start touching someone, like your pheromones and everything starts to take over, and then next thing you know, it clouds your judgment and you want to lean in for that kiss, you want that hug, or their breath stinks and you don't want it. And it could be they had something bad, or maybe they need to go to the dentist to get that cleared up. So the Zoom dating I'm okay with that, and I'm still okay with that. I'm okay with the mask. I know that because I feel that because it's a virus, right? And it is, you can catch it through, it's airborne. And they said that there was one study that said that there was some of the virus that was detected in the semen. So if you're doing a horizontal mambo and
Mhm.
it can be transmitted that way, but is there, when it's transmitted that way and it's in your vagina, does your vagina cough? Like, do you, like, how would you get, or is it going to go into the skin, and how would you know?
I'm assuming that you probably would just get sick,
But
regular
the thing
sick.
is,
I don't know if it would start there. You really got issues, girl. I really
I do not have
seriously.
issues, but okay. So because I know you would ultimately get sick, but in the very beginning stages, like, does your vagina feel different some type of way? Are you drier? Are you wetter? Because when you have a
I
cold
think
and
they may.
cold-like symptoms, you're very mucusy, you're snotty, you know.
I
So
think they made that up though. Like, I'm not saying that it's not found in semen, but I think y'all just being extra with it. Honestly, like at the
I
end of the
mean,
day, because if you're doing that with somebody, you're probably kissing too. So you're probably just sick all over.
I
So
don't
I
know. I
just
would
feel
have
like
to.
that's just another scare tactic to be like, oh yeah,
I
you can
don't
pass
have to.
it this way too.
I don't
Like
have to
this,
kiss you. I don't have to kiss you
but I
when
mean,
we're.
if they're right here, you're not 6 feet apart. Is all I'm saying. Will they breathe or anything like that? I don't know. I just think the Zoom dates are weird to me because, like you said, what if somebody has like chronic stinky breath, right?
Right.
But you don't know that though. And so now you done fell in love through Zoom. And now you like, what you gonna do? Now you gotta decide if you want to deal with that because you really like their personality or just anything. Like you see him and he's really 5'2" and you couldn't really tell. And now it's like, well, I've been talking to him. We didn't had all these dates and I really like him. And now you gotta decide, I think we
Well,
kind of
it's sort of like that reality show with Lauren and Cameron. What was it? Love at First Sight. That one where they fell and they just had pies. They couldn't see him at all. They just had their date. They just had their voice to go by. I think that the Zoom, if you have your camera on, it really gets you to, it breaks down some of the barriers of getting to know a person. So, if you fell in love with them and they're, not your average height, the height that you like, and then you can, reevaluate and be like, hey, you lied. You said you was 6 feet and here you're only 5'2". Why so much? Why couldn't you say 5'5"? Because you really can't
well, on
tell
that
5'5"
show,
and
that
5'6".
show was crazy though. Just like they end up arguing at the pool, and he started talking about her weave and all that stuff. Like that's what I'm saying, because you don't
But
really
dude was
know.
gay. But he was
Was
gay
he?
though.
Oh, I didn't know that part, but
Yes.
I get
But okay.
frustrated at them shows. So I didn't watch like the whole season straight through because I started getting frustrated because I didn't like the way the girl was acting with the guy she chose. Like she chose the one guy, but she really wanted the other guy. Barnett, I think his name was, or Barnett,
Yeah.
something like that. Like she was getting on my nerves, so I just kind of.
But I was telling my daughter today, like, when you get into situations and relationships or with people, if you start to change, your true self is really starting to come out, and her true self came out on that show. She tried to portray herself to be this person, like she really was very career oriented. She knew what she wanted, she knew what type of man she wanted, and then being in those type of situations, then she realized like she really didn't know what type of man she wanted. She thought she wanted this, but then it turns out she really wanted this, and she had to really look deep within herself. And she, during the tell all and everything, she really came out and was like, she really needs to check herself. She really needs to evaluate herself because there were some things in her own life that she realized that she was not really who she was. But again, the Zoom dating, what might work for some, might work for the others. I'm different, and I know this. Don't say nothing, Khadijah. I know I'm different, but I'm not the person that's going to fall in love with you over conversations, because there's more to that. And because we all have complex lives, like, we work, we have children, and we have to take other factors into just the Zoom dating. Like, how are you with children? How are you with my cat? How are you with me working? Like, that type of thing. So at some point you're going to have to meet in person and do all of that. But
I guess
so
it's
the
just the
world is open.
adjustment. Just
Yeah, the world is
adjusting.
opening up.
Mm-hmm.
The world is opening up. Your heart is opening up, and some people's legs will be opening up.
Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully we'll see you guys at our event in June. It's June 26th, and it'll be from 3 to about 7, 8 o'clock. And we're going to have some awesome speakers. If you call our show a couple weeks ago, we had 2 of them on. I'll be uploading some clips later in the group so that you guys can see. We're going to have our signature drinks. We're going to have some good food. We're going to have some music, some swag bags, some door prizes. It's going to be a good time. Come out, find you a business bestie. You're going to learn about business and budgeting. You're going to get some encouragement, some motivation. And we're going to take advantage of this world opening back up. We're going to be safe. And it's going to be a great time. Make sure you check out gobeautiful.com with 2 L's for your skincare needs. Make sure you're checking out bestiesbusiness.org. If you're interested in getting tickets for our event, make sure you hit me up, Crystal up, or Naima up so we can get the tickets out to you. And yeah.
The tickets are on Eventbrite, right?
Yep, they're on Eventbrite.
The tickets are on Eventbrite.
The link is in the group. I'll make sure I send it out again. And yeah, hope you guys have a good weekend. Be careful of that COVID situation.
There are different strains, though. There are different strains.
I'm just saying, be safe. Date online dating. Would you say Facebook dating? You can go to facebook.com, date or something like that. Find you a Facebook boo and keep it safe.
There's so many dating sites. I have never, in my whole entire dating life, which has been like a couple days now, I've never knew that there was so many dating websites up here. There's a dating site for everybody. There is a dating site. When I say this, people, there's a dating site. If you only want to date someone who likes apples, there's a dating site for you. If you only want to date someone who is 4'2", there's a dating website for you. There's so many, and I'm on all of them.
Why would you be on all of them? You don't even like anybody.
Because I'm trying to. I am Crystal the Connector. I can connect you. I'm trying to see what's up. That's what happens. Connection. In order for me to connect, I gotta be connected, right? And they can come be like, Crystal, I can't find nobody that only like apples. Got you. Hold on.
I know somebody who like apples.
Yeah. www.anapple-a-day will always play. There you go.
Let me go buy that domain. We need to add that extension on the Besties. We can have on Besties a dating site. All right, guys. Well, have a good rest of your weekend, and we will see you on Facebook, Instagram, Besties Building Brands. Check out our website, bestiesbusiness.org, and gobeautiful.com with 2 L's. Have a good evening.